Stop what you're doing right now. OKX just staked over 4,000 Pi tokens, BitGet launched a massive Pi promotion campaign, and Gate.io completed full Pi network integration. While you've been wondering if Pi network is dead, billion-dollar exchanges have been quietly betting their own money on Pi's success. If you're a Pi pioneer who's been losing hope watching the price struggle around 49 cents, this changes everything. These aren't just casual listings anymore. Major exchanges are now actively participating in Pi's ecosystem by staking thousands of tokens and promoting Pi to millions of users. The validation you've been waiting for just happened, and most people completely missed it. Look, I know many of you are probably feeling exhausted from all the waiting and uncertainty. I get it. I've been there too. That's exactly why I want you to follow my Telegram and Facebook pages linked in the description. I'm sharing real-time updates there because what's happening with Pi right now is too important to miss, and I want to make sure you're getting the full picture. Hit that like button if you're ready to see why your patience with Pi Network is about to pay off in ways you never imagined. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to feel so much better about your Pi journey. Okay, let me be completely honest with you. First, Pi's price right now is sitting around 49 cents. And yeah, it dropped about 2.83% in the last 24 hours. I'm not going to sugarcoat that because we've all been watching these numbers, and frankly, it's been frustrating as hell. But here's what I realized when I started digging deeper. While we've been staring at price charts getting discouraged, something incredible has been happening behind the scenes. Remember when Pi Network's mainnet officially launched on February 20th, 2025? That wasn't just a technical milestone. It was the moment Pi transformed from an experiment into real blockchain infrastructure. And now these major exchanges have gone through Pi Network's strict Know Your Business verification process. Think about that for a second. They didn't just casually list Pi like they do with meme coins. They actually invested time, money, and resources to become verified participants in Pi's ecosystem. That tells me they see something we might be missing while we're focused on daily price movements. You know what this reminds me of? It's like when Netflix was still mailing DVDs and everyone thought streaming was just a gimmick. The smart money was already positioning for the future while everyone else was stuck thinking about the present. Here's where things get really exciting. And honestly, this gave me goosebumps when I first understood what it meant. When OKX staked over 4,141 Pi tokens, they weren't just buying and holding. They were making a commitment to Pi Network's security and governance. Think about what staking actually means. These exchanges are saying, we believe in Pi Network so much that we're willing to lock up our tokens to help secure the network. That's not something you do with a cryptocurrency you think might fail. That's what you do when you want to be a foundational part of something that's going to grow. And here's the part that really excites me. BitGet didn't just start trading Pi, they launched this massive candy bomb campaign, giving away 150,000 Pi tokens to their users. They're not just passively listing Pi, they're actively promoting it to millions of people. When was the last time you saw an exchange get that excited about promoting a new listing? But here's the kicker that took me a while to fully grasp. All this staking is creating scarcity. While we're worried about price, these exchanges are actually removing Pi from circulation by locking it up in staking contracts. Basic economics tells us what happens when demand meets reduced supply. Now this next part honestly made me realize we might have been thinking about Pi all wrong. Pi Network just launched Web3 wallets and bridge functionality. I know that sounds technical, but let me explain why this is absolutely huge. Remember how we always wondered when Pi would be able to interact with other blockchains and DeFi protocols? Well, that future just arrived. BitGet Wallet became one of the first major multi-chain wallets to fully support Pi Network's mainnet. This means your Pi tokens can now potentially interact with the entire DeFi ecosystem. The bridge functionality is what really gets me excited though. This allows Pi to connect with other blockchain networks, which could solve the liquidity issues that have been holding Pi back for so long. Imagine being able to use your Pi tokens in Ethereum-based DeFi protocols or on Binance Smart Chain applications. That's not a distant dream anymore. That's what Pi Network is building right now. You know what this tells me? Pi isn't trying to compete with other cryptocurrencies, it's positioning itself to work with all of them. That's a completely different strategy, and honestly, it's brilliant. Now, I've been following Pi Network for years, and Pi 2-day events are when they typically drop their biggest announcements. But this year feels different because of everything that's already happening. We're looking at potential exchange announcements, KYC improvements, and real-world utility expansions all potentially dropping at once. With over 19 million users already completing KYC verification by May 2025, and major exchanges already staking Pi tokens, this Pi 2 Day could be the catalyst that finally pushes Pi into mainstream crypto consciousness. Here's what really has me thinking. Pi Network has been quietly building all this infrastructure while the crypto world was distracted by meme coins and quick profits. Now they're ready to reveal what they've been working on, and the timing couldn't be better. After years of slow development, quiet building, and skepticism from outsiders, Pi Network seems to be entering a new phase, one where the groundwork they've laid is finally starting to connect with real-world use cases, big-name partners, and broader adoption. With major exchanges jumping in, new tools like Web3 wallets and bridge functionality going live, and more than 19 million users verified, it's clear that this isn't just hype anymore. The ecosystem is growing and it's moving fast. You know, as I was putting this together, I kept thinking about all of us Pi pioneers who've been here since the early days, mining on our phones, spreading the word, and hoping it would all mean something one day. People called us crazy, said it was a waste of time, and laughed at the idea of a mobile-mined crypto ever amounting to anything. But here we are, watching the network mature, and the vision start to take shape. It's not just about potential anymore. It's about progress we can actually see. There were times I wondered if I was missing something obvious that everyone else could see. But looking at all these developments, the exchange staking, the Web3 infrastructure, the Pi 2 Day announcements, I'm starting to realize we weren't crazy at all. We were just early to recognize something that billion-dollar companies are now validating through their actions. Your Pi tokens aren't just digital assets sitting in your wallet anymore. They're becoming access keys to an entire Web3 ecosystem that's been designed specifically for people like us, regular people who want to participate in the digital economy without needing a computer science degree. I don't know about you, but that makes me feel pretty good about all those months of daily mining and all the skepticism we endured from people who knew better. Look, I can't predict the future, and I'm not here to make wild price predictions, but what I can tell you is that Pi Network is doing something right when major exchanges are willing to stake their own money on its success. If this perspective helped you see Pi Network in a new light, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button and let me know in the comments what you think about these developments. Are you as excited as I am, or do you think I'm reading too much into all this? Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications, and I want to be here to break down every announcement with you in real time. And don't forget to follow my Telegram and Facebook pages. This Pi Network story is just getting started, and we're going to experience it together.